Fast spreading wildfire forced evacuations near Los Angeles. Severe heat hits the East Coast. We're back. It's fire season, baby. Let's go. Half the country is going to be underwater soon, Florida and the like, and the other half of the country is going to be on fire, California and the like. The entire country, on the other hand, will be under a bubble of heat. It's great stuff. It's totally normal. It's fire season, baby. Let's go.
It is expected to last all week long. Yikes. And will bring temperatures close to 100 degrees. Double yikes, with parts of New England set to hit their hottest temperatures on record. So here we go. Meanwhile, out in the West, firefighters near Los Angeles are trying to control a fast-spreading wildfire. It's the largest in the state this year. Strong winds.
There was literally soot at the outdoor gym I work out at earlier this morning. I woke up in my car covered in ash from the fire. Yeah, there's like ash on your cars if you live in Los Angeles. It is really funny. I saw an article in England. I think it was like a Daily Mail article. I can't tell if it was real or not. I saw a screenshot of the article, but it said something along the lines of temperatures rise to unimaginable heat in England as like temperature is 25 degrees Celsius, which is pretty funny because 25 degrees Celsius is 79 degrees. Like apparently in England, when the temperature goes up to 79 degrees, they have like heat strokes and shit. And I genuinely don't understand how they colonize so many of the planet, so many parts of the planet. Like how do you blow a 13 colony lead? But how do you even start a 13 colony lead if you can't even withstand 78 degrees Fahrenheit? That sounds insane. Like that makes no sense to me. What is happening in England? Like what is the expectation? It's the summer. 78 degrees seems pretty normal. Even with the humidity and heat index, it does not even register on the index chart. Yeah, I don't understand it. It is currently 73 degrees and sunny here in Los Angeles. I don't really get it. I don't really understand it. It's like most parts of the world are now experiencing, even parts of America are experiencing over 100 degrees. I feel like if a British man experienced 100 degrees, they would die. They would start cooking immediately. I don't know. It's like our jellied eels can't sustain themselves in 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't fucking do it. Don't talk shit, mate. At least our skills are not shooting gallery. I also do understand that, like, obviously England is a very poor nation in general, and I also, or rather, an unimaginable amount of wealth and income disparity exists in England, and of course the houses are very old and they are not modernized in an effort to basically combat the changing of climate. But overall, I'm not going to lie. If you are, you guys are just looking at temperature and not the humidity, you can tolerate indoors being above room temperature and low humidity. Humidity in the UK is so high. The response to this is really what annoyed me. Like you said, the humidity factor alone alters how experienced temperature swings there. Not even to mention that the AC and modern ventilation is not nearly as universal as it is in the US. Thank you for defending us. It's so annoying. Tons of poor old pensioners dying these horrific deaths every year, and the most unfunny people in the world going, they had a crumpets and tea fail while bragging that they survived much worse summers. Okay, well, I was already explaining that side. And yes, the major problem is not just that it's humidity, but the infrastructure is not modernized, with no interest in actually modernizing the infrastructure. Having said that, however, it is pretty crazy to say a 48-hour, 26 centigrade heat wave is a heat wave at all. Ultimately, what the is going on in the UK is my question once again. Literally aircon. All right, you were saying something about the English getting cooked. They are. Now, having said that, I will still make fun of the British for getting owned by 26 centigrade heat wave. Having said that, however, it is once again born out of the lack of interest in developing England, which many such cases throughout history, if you guys recall, they took the Roman infrastructure and basically destroyed it and did not utilize it famously for many, many generations. So this is very British. It is very that area's thing to not exactly be able to develop. It's like 95 Fahrenheit and 80% humidity in Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Louisiana all summer. Yeah. In Egypt, there's an instance where a British soldier died from a heat stroke and the villagers were blamed and executed. Also, it's not even about the widespread adoption of air conditioning. That is just one aspect of this. The real issue, of course, is shitty ventilation and shitty buildings, or buildings that were specifically built to withstand cold and not the heat. That's a major problem as well. It is kind of wild to consider that, there was a time before air conditioning where temperatures rose as well. Maybe not to the same degree, but ultimately people had to build shit specifically with that in mind. We no longer do that. Having said that, however, we here in the United States of America deal with it with air conditioning the worst way possible. I myself am a major contributor to climate change in that regard.
And dry conditions are giving them a whole lot of trouble. This morning, the fire is only 2% contained. Carter Evans is at the scene northwest of Los Angeles with the latest. Good morning to you, Carter. What can you tell us?
Well, good morning, Gail. This looks kind of like a moonscape behind me. You may be able to hear the fire siren there. This is still an active fire. You can tell the fire raced through here, pretty much scorched everything. But this is considered a success because you see that building right there? That is a ranger station. They managed to stop the fire before it got there. They've now got a hose line around it. Fire protection here right now. It's pretty early in the season for a fire this large, but this is now the second fire to exceed 14,000 acres.
Firefighters in LA County are racing to contain the post fire as high temperatures, dry brush, and wind gusting up to 70 miles per hour fuel the fast-moving flames.
Fires just south of Interstate 5.
It began Saturday afternoon, briefly shutting down traffic on I-5. By Sunday night, it exploded.
Is it a normal thing for everyone to have AC in the US? I'm genuinely curious. How do you pay the electricity bill, dude? I don't know. Well, we just do. Gas is much cheaper, ultimately. But yeah, we just have to. What do you mean? We just pay it. It's like, what's that meme where people are like, gas prices keep going up. What am I supposed to do? Not drive, you know? Rent prices keep going up. What am I supposed to do? Not have a roof over my head, you know? It's just like you just gotta do it, I guess. Why do you need AC? I just open my window. It's called opening the windows, turning on fans, and leaving the fridge open. Yeah, okay, dog, come on. Shit gets 100 degrees out here, okay? Like I live in California, which is much better because it's a dry heat at least, but like that's ridiculous. Tell them what happens if you open your window in LA. If you open your windows in LA, for everybody is different, I guess. I would not be able to do that specifically because of the noise and also the unimaginable amount of. There used to be no mosquitoes out here in Los Angeles because it's too dry for them, but now we have hella mosquitoes too.
We lost 35,000 people because of the mosquito. Vicious.
More than 14,000 acres, the largest fire in California this year, destroying a commercial property, leaving at least 3 people with minor injuries and forcing at least 1,200 to evacuate.
We made the right call because it was just getting worse and worse.
Kimmy Vu Turcado and her family planned to go camping over Father's Day weekend, but the flames cut their trip short.
We saw the smoke coming up, but it wasn't that bad yet. Eventually the sheriff was just like, you guys gotta go.
There's definitely a concern. This is not a great sign.
LA County Fire PIO Marco Rodriguez said it's early in the fire season for a fire of this size, but it comes after another blaze. The Corral Fire scorched more than 14,000 acres east of San Francisco earlier this month. Now, more than 1,100 personnel are battling the post-fire, with helicopters and planes dropping water and flame retardant to try and contain it.
Right now,
The 2003 heat wave in Europe killed 20,000 people. Wait, what? Dude, what the Dude, Europe is not all right. No, I don't. Wait, really?
they are in direct attack. And obviously the challenge is to get ahead of the fire and try to stop it. But we have warm conditions and winds that are.
If you have mosquitoes in LA, you should make sure there's not stagnant water near your house. That's where they lay their eggs. Yeah, okay. I'll go shut my pool down.
Unpredictable.
So we've got a red flag fire warning in effect, at least until this afternoon. We've got the high winds continuing, that low humidity. It makes perfect fire conditions. The cause of this fire, which they're calling the post fire, is still under investigation. Nate?
All right, Carter, thank you.
Soviet bus stop?
I photographed my first Soviet bus stop by chance 20 years ago in Lithuania. Since then, I've taken pictures of thousands. So far,
That's sick. That's actually sick. I like that.
I've covered over 50,000 kilometers of roads in all 15 countries. It all makes me wonder, how are these bus stops possible during the Soviet Union?
Говорим о советском периоде, во многом как периоде тоталитарном. Стало быть, должен быть единый стиль в архитектуре, единый стиль в литературе, единый стиль в музыке.
знаете, почему это как интересно и красиво. На Канада это только скучные остановки.
When you see the bus stops together, collected, it becomes something grand.
Whoa, dude.
Keegi mõtelnud selle peale, et see Nõukogude jaoks on see ikka mõeldud meie oma inimeste jaoks ja ta oleks mugav, hea ja ka näbus. Meie siin tegime selle bussiauto paviljoni.
Bro, low key, if they didn't do Russification and did this basically and allowed people to have a little bit more breathing room, maybe the USSR would still be around.
Amazing, brutal bus stop here just outside of Samarkand. Love it. I mean, sharp lines, nothing I've ever seen before.
Were these unique designs an act of rebellion? A discreet cry for freedom in a society where everything was controlled?
Это поэзия вот этих малых форм, малых объектов архитектуры. Это поэзия земли.
The bus stops are disappearing so fast. If I come back a year from now, they could be gone. These pictures may be all that's left in the end.
Wow. Bro, this was awesome. Emhud, this was awesome. Holy shit. God. And the soundtrack is sick too. Holy moly. Yeah, Soviet municipal architecture is incredible.